तेषामेवानुकाम्पार्थम् अहम अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Okay, so just understanding this important principle. Prabhupada has in the purport given example of Lord Chaitanya. चैतन्य महाप्रभु मूर्ख नहीं थे. चैतन्य महाप्रभु जब बचपन में बालक थे, उस समय एक बहुत बड़ा पंडित आया था उनका जगह में, नवद्वीप में. उसका नाम था केशव काश्मीरी. एंड केशव काश्मीरी को सामने रख दिया सबने. चैतन्य महाप्रभु का नाम था निमाई पंडित के सामने. चलो बच्चा है, बच्चा हरा दे तो हमारा नवद्वीप का नाम हो जाएगा. और बच्चा हार भी गया तो क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, बच्चा ही है, हम लोग उससे डील कर सकते हैं. वो दिग्विजय ही था हर जगह, टू एस्टैब्लिश हिज नॉलेज. सो चैतन्य महाप्रभु से जो डिस्कशन हुआ उसका, चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बोला तुम गंगा के बारे में कुछ बोलो. तो उसने बोले कुछ 100 श्लोक बोले. चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बोला वो तो ठीक है, ये तो आसान नहीं है किसी विद्वान को 100 श्लोक बनाना इन अ मोमेंट. और इमीडिएटली चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बोला वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन 64वें श्लोक में आपने 5 गलतियाँ कर दी हैं. तो विद्वान को तो बिलीव ही नहीं हुआ. नहीं 5 आपके बहुत आभूषण भी हैं, 5 गलतियाँ भी हैं. बोलता मेरे में गलती नहीं हो सकती. बच्चा है चुप. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने उसकी गलती बताई. और सबसे इजी गलती जो समझ सकते हैं आप लोग क्या थी, भवानी भरता. भवा मीन्स लॉर्ड शिवा, भवानी मतलब वाइफ ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा, भरता मीन्स हस्बैंड. भवानी भरता मीन्स हस्बैंड और वाइफ ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा. डजंट मेक सेंस. नो, इट्स रिडंडेंट ना. आपके हस्बैंड की बीवी, ये क्या बोल रहे हो भाई, उसकी दूसरी बीवी है क्या, ऐसा प्रश्न क्यों बोलते हो, है ना. सो इट बिकम्स वेरी रिडंडेंट. सो इसे ऐसी मिस्टेक क्यों करी आपने. ही गॉट शॉक्ड. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a fool. He was very learned personality. But same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to Banaras, he was doing Harinam Sankirtan. And millions of people were chanting and dancing with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at that time, there were very big scholars. And they were saying, they used the word Bhavuka. He is a Bhavuka. Bhavuka means sentimentalist. And they were deriding him. Finally, there was the meeting arranged between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati by somebody. It's a big story how the meeting occurred. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met him, he asked this question, Prakashananda Saraswati, why you do not chant and dance with us? Why you don't discuss Shastra with us? You're always only chanting and dancing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that actually my Guru found me to be a great fool. My Guru found me to be a great fool. And he said, you are a fool. What Vedas do you understand? You just chant Hare Krishna. So to remind, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a fool. He was a Pandita from childhood. But why he is being mentioned here, the point is being mentioned as Srila Prabhupada here is this. If you are very sincere, Mataji, the child is disturbing the class. So if you are very sincere and serious, then what will happen is that Krishna in the heart will do something. Mysterious he will do. He will do something very mysterious. Otherwise, to understand the knowledge of Krishna, hey, why you switched off the fan? I said only remove the tufan. So otherwise, to understand the knowledge of Krishna is very difficult. When you're talking about Krishna, neither I am seeing, neither you are seeing. Correct? And we're talking about some subject matter. We're talking about the spiritual world. So otherwise, to understand the knowledge of Krishna is difficult. But what happens for a devotee? Krishna sitting within the heart. Tesham evanu kampartam. Anukampa means compassion. But whom do you give compassion? Who is very sincere. So unless somebody engages in devotion service, he will not understand Krishna. That is the trouble. Today people do not want to engage in devotion service, and all doubts will remain. So how do we show our sincerity and seriousness? Two ways. One side, there should be a sincere effort in practicing devotion service. And on other side, there should be serious effort to keep ourselves from sense object. Two sides we show our sincerity. Correct? One side, always remember Krishna. Other side, never forget Krishna. Unless you do this, just like somebody came to Prabhupada, can you show me God? Prabhupada said, it's not a cheap thing like this. 1 minute show me God. It's not a joke. You have to be qualified. Therefore, when somebody comes to us, we give him God, but we give them a process. They have to accept a process. Just like very simple example we gave. You go to doctor and you say, doctor, I got malaria. And doctor checks you. He says, yes, you have. And he gives you some medication. Now, doctor, I want to understand how this medicine works. But the doctor will say, you have to cooperate with me. Then only I can explain. It takes some time. It's not 1 minute affair. You have to understand so many things now. In every system of medicine, there is a whole Siddhanta. It's not 1 minute how you tell. It's not a joke. So similarly, to understand God, don't make it cheap. It takes time. You have to understand. You have to understand. Many times we tell people, at least read this book. Such a big book. Huh? To understand this small knowledge, how to bend iron and all, which people are so proud of, that is all the schools and universities. They spend 20 years. And this one book, which will take, if you spend 2 hours a day, it will take you 18 days. At least. Not big deal. But person cannot read. Then how do you expect to understand? You cannot understand. Don't even say, I understand. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur analyzed, he said a very, very, very deep statement. He said, when the Britishers came to India, to the kind of a cultural and intellectual invasion that occurred. Cultural invasion means a life of hedonism started off. Just enjoy the senses. India was very regulated. People are very regulated in their rules and regulations. And second thing was intellectual invasion, wherein they brought their science and technology. Okay? But in the Vedic science, if you say 4 kind of knowledges, I had this occasion once I was to address at NITK students. I was pestering the dean every day, give me a chance. I want to talk to the students, give me a chance. So one day, to give me a trial, a test, he said, come tomorrow. So I went. And the toughest, noisiest department is always mechanical department, because no girls are there, only boys. And they will be all noisy. 4th year, they already got jobs, simply passing time in college. Yeah, go talk to them. And he went to the class, say, you all make noise. I know there are so many complaints. Swamiji is coming, he'll take you to task. The moment I entered the class, they're looking at me. Sir, don't scold us, sir. They're just making joke of me. I don't know what to speak. And I was not very elderly that time. I was pretty young compared to now. 33-year-old when I came to Mangalore. Now I'm almost touching 50. So I'm not much age difference also to command, respect out of age. I'm almost like them, looking like them. They're also 22 final year. So what to do? So I said, I'll tell you something interesting. He says, okay, tell us. There are 4 kind of technologies. There are 4 kind of technologies. Yeah. See, one technology is how to separate body and soul. In the college, they teach you this technology? So they don't teach this technology. I said, this is Brahmana technology, in which we understand what is consciousness. In fact, today in science, it's a very big subject matter. Consciousness is studied, but not understood. The first topic is, do they understand consciousness? The difference between when Prabhupada went to MIT, America, and they showed him all departments. Then one question Prabhupada asked to the faculties. So they asked Prabhupada, how did you like? Just imagine, in India we don't do that. But in America, MIT, they took around the Acharya respectfully because he's a man of knowledge. And then they asked Prabhupada, how do you like our university, which is one of the best universities in the world? Prabhupada said, see, do you have a department which studies the difference between a living body and a dead body? Difference between living. So one of them was intelligent. Are you talking about department of soul? Prabhupada said, yes. So we don't have that. Prabhupada said, then everything is waste here. Swamiji, no knowledge is waste. Prabhupada said, yes. But if the moola is not there, then the soul is not, then the body is a dead body. Correct? And that is what is happening to the education today. Many times I ask people, do you know who you are? So I don't know. But why I should know? So you can't even introduce yourself. Who are you? And you think you can proceed in life. Arjuna, when he was in dilemma like this, he stopped the whole war. We're moving along with the fundamentally I am confused. Who am I? What's the goal of my life? These are the two questions a person should know before he breathes or does anything in life. Without knowing this, they will just get swallowed by a cloud of sense gratification. Because aimless life is just a person who is sitting prey for Maya. Just swallow. He will just swallowed. You got it? Whom will you kidnap on the road? The person is standing lost like this. Correct? He'll just go and come. He'll go. The person who is moving with his purpose, you can't catch him. So persons who don't know who they are, person don't know the goal of their life, very easily fall prey to silly items. Today somebody was showing video, small children addicted to media or addicted to so many vices like drugs, drinking, so common today. Why? They don't know who they are, they don't know the goal of their life. And it is visible the result of that. Society totally distracted, disappointed, frustrated. That's the most important knowledge which is not taught in the society. When Krishna said Namo Brahmana Devaya, it does not mean so-called birth Brahmanas. It means the people actually who have knowledge. Then the second technology, knowledge of the Kshatriya, how to do administration and give protection to people. So I said, do you teach that in this college? So we don't teach that. And the third technology is how to take care of the cow, Krishi Goraksha. If they teach you Goraksha and agriculture here, so not here. So I said, what do they teach you is called Shudra technology. You can rename your college National Institute of Shudra Technology. And they all were like, very humble now. They're ready to listen to me for next 1 hour. So, this is a reality today. It's a reality today. So knowledge is very important. So real knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, cannot be captured. It is revealed. Ataya Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grayam indriyai sevonmukhe. When you are sincere in your service, it is revealed. And what is all thing needed? Sincerity. We know the example of the Sriranga Brahmana, famous example. His guru told him to read Bhagavad Gita. He did not know properly Sanskrit. So he was reading like this, and cannot even pronounce properly the verses, can't read one line, can't understand anything, and he's pronouncing, all mispronouncing. Imagine he had 700 shlokas with him, a book, and he, just like many people who don't know the language properly, like I try to speak in Kannada or you try to speak in some other language which you do not know, we can't pronounce properly. So people are only laughing at him because pronunciation was wrong. And what understanding? Zero understanding. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, and immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to him. He said, what are you doing, Brahmana? He said, my guru told me to read Gita, but I have one problem. I don't know Sanskrit properly, so I just can't even pronounce the verses properly. Forget the meaning. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, that's all right. But why there are tears in your eyes? He said, no, moment I try to read Bhagavad Gita, the picture of Krishna comes in front of my eyes. And I see Krishna's so beautiful forms. His hands are so beautiful. And he is driving the chariot of Arjuna. Actually, he should be sitting on the chariot and Arjuna should ride. He is the Supreme Lord, no? But he is so kind to his devotee. Krishna is so great. He is so merciful. Therefore I cry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you understood Bhagavad Gita without reading Gita. Why? Aham ajnana jamatamaha. That's what the shloka says. Krishna sitting in the heart reveals all the knowledge to a devotee. Tesham Evano kampartha. Out of compassion, Krishna reveals all the knowledge to the heart of the devotee. So that's very unique. Prabhupada says many instances of this. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll see something very interesting. In the third canto, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a description of the development of the child in the womb, which is astonishing. How can they speak of that? Even by endoscopic today, we are not so exact. An exact description how the child develops in the womb week after week till he is born. Correct? Surprising. No, they have no ways to know that. They have no X-ray, CT scan to know that. How they are speaking? Aham ajnana jamatama. Krishna reveals for a devotee. Anything you want to know Krishna, because he is the creator, he knows, na? He can tell you. So similarly, in the fifth canto of Bhagavatam, there is a complete description of the universe. And that's what the universe we are making a planetarium in Mayapur based on that. Imagine, ISKCON movement is spending hundreds of crores, 400, 500, 600 crores. We don't know by the time we complete maybe 1000 crores to just make the temple of Vedic planetarium. We are not wasting our money, we know what we are doing. Prabhupada's vision is so great. Because moment they agree that Vedas give perfect description of the planetary system, a shock will go through the whole scientific community. How did they know the distances between different planets when they have no measuring device what we have today? If that is true, the other thing they are telling will also be correct. Just like when you read in the third canto, the end Kapila Muni's discussion of the development of the child, if that is true, other thing they are telling will also be true, because they are talking about the soul there. And the soul remembering the past 100 births, the soul praying to the Lord, that will be true. Because if this is true, that may also be true. You get shocked, maybe our whole science is wrong, because we are neglecting the knowledge of the soul. So similarly, when you talk about the planetary system of the universe, if that is true, and which is true, the whole universe is described in another dimension. But when you stand below the universe, you get the same picture. You will see the same planetary system as you see in the sky. Day by day, moment by moment, even though it's moving in a different way. Jambudvipe, Bharatakhande, when you go to temple, they do puja like that. Correct? But the point is, you should get the same result, no? Finally, your theory does not matter. See, what is the theory? You have an observation, you explain that observation by your equations and theories. Correct? You got it or not? That's why. So if the theories are able to predict what next will happen, then the theory is called perfect. Correct? So if I can predict, and we know it is done. Without knowing your modern science, without knowing anything, any person who knows astrology will tell you when next Grahana is coming and how long it will be there, will it be visible or not, without knowing any one of modern astronomy, without taking any help of internet, he will do that. You give him a piece of paper, pen and a calculator, he will have his own calculation, he'll tell you, this day Grahana is coming, be careful. Correct? How do they do that? There is Vedic cosmology, which is also perfect, but people do not know. Just like endoscopy, people do not know. But Prabhupada said this is really very important to do. Now, when the world sees the planetary system exactly matching, then the next question is, spiritual world also will be true, because that is the next thing explained in the Bhagavatam. So it will give people so much interest. And Bhagavatam says the universe was not come by accident, it's a design. Not only the Lord is there, all the Devi Devatas are managing the universe, they are also there. That will give people more interest. People will read the Vedas with great interest. Because today, you see, if you give somebody pramana from, just like you tell somebody you should chant Hare Krishna. Why I should chant? We give a pramana from some Upanishads or from Puranas. You say, my God. People say, I don't agree to that. I don't have to follow this. That's what the tendency today is. Correct? You should do this because Gita says. Why? I don't care for Gita. But somehow people are today jabbed by science. That's the reality. If you give pramana from the science, people will immediately follow. So that is our indirect approach to convince the society. But how did Shuka Muni know how the planetary system is situated? How can he give distances 100% exact, one planet to another planet? How can he do that? Krishna reveals. What is the shloka? Tesham evanu kampartam aham ajnana jamtamaha nashayami atmabhavasto jnana dipena bhashata. Krishna lights within the heart the knowledge. Now another thing very interesting. Srila Prabhupada was in America many times devotees, when he used to land up in a city, he used to bring the top scientists to talk to him. And Srila Prabhupada used to have a discussion with them and used to defeat them. Prabhupada himself says, these scientists are not ordinary people. They have very high IQ. Top scientists are extremely intelligent. But how is it that I was able to defeat them? The reason was Krishna was giving a knowledge. It's not easy to talk. Can you just talk to a Nobel laureate and smash him? You're wrong. Can you do that? It's not easy. You are speaking from the Vedas, but he will be using logic. You have to logically defeat him. No? Then he will going to accept you. He is not going to take a reference of your Vedas. He will say this is like that. When you talk to an atheist, you have to talk by logic. When you have to win in logic, you need intelligence. Hai? Prabhupada always won. How did he win? Krishna gave him the knowledge. Okay? That is, again we can understand. So Prabhupada says so many ways. In fact, there is one more thing. If you see, every day there used to be a discussion where Prabhupada used to be brought the top philosophers of America. There is a book which is called Beyond Illusion and Doubt. And in America, it was presented as dialectic spiritualism, Vedic view on the Western philosophers. Each of the things, Srila Prabhupada never prepared for any one of them. His morning walk, he'll be coming out. One of the disciples will bring, today Prabhupada, I'll talk about Socrates. He has prepared. What is Socrates' philosophy and all. And they were actually from that Western background, they know them. So he'll say, Socrates says like this, Socrates says like that. Prabhupada says, oh, that's very nice, that's very wonderful. No, this is nonsense. What is the nonsense he's speaking? He tore apart all the Western philosophers without even knowing what they are, having any background knowledge, just on the spot. How can he do that? These are like big munis of the Western field, correct? Why? Jnana Dipena Bhashvata. Krishna sitting in the heart reveals everything to a devotee. So even in our life, therefore Prabhupada said a pure devotee never makes any mistake in his life. We should never judge a pure devotee. Never makes any mistake in his life. Because if he is, all things should be there, is sincere and serious, that's all. Krishna takes charge of his life. His activities are not easy to understand because it is propelled from the Lord within his heart. Hai na? So therefore we should never analyze a pure devotee. A pure devotee means very sincere, great devotee. We don't analyze because the Lord within the heart is inspiring them. Do this, not do that. Do this, not do that. But overall, by the result, we can know Krishna guided them. Just like somebody is doing business and he makes $1 billion. He got it. Super intelligent. You can go to the market and buy shares. You buy the right share. Somebody guided you. So similarly, a pure devotee is so successful in convincing people about Krishna consciousness. By the result, we can know the Lord is guiding them to do things at the right time, to be at the right place at the right time, speak the right thing exactly. So many times it happens, pure devotee is speaking and people are having some question in the mind, exactly same question he answers. People get bewildered. How did he do that? How did he know my mind? Because the Lord within his heart is inspiring him to take. So all we need to do actually be sincere and serious. The spiritual knowledge is not like academic knowledge. It is revealed. And to whom it is revealed, who is sincere. Okay? Recently we are reading very, very interesting thing. That our spiritual advancement depends less on our personal endeavor. It depends more on the blessing and mercy of Guru and Krishna. Prabhupada says it. It doesn't depend upon much on our endeavor. It depends more on the mercy. Evanu kampartham. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have said, I studied Vedanta, I'll talk with you. No. He was chanting and dancing. So if we are very sincere in serving the Lord and trying to please the Lord, all the knowledge will be revealed within the heart. Therefore, devotee have then no doubts.